Alabama victory over Arkansas. Down 3 at the half, the Cougars turned to their powerful front line for 2/3 of their 64 points. Alvin Robertson led the Razorbacks that day with 20 points, 8 assists, and 6 steals. An outstanding performance in a losing cause. But this man, Akeem Olajuwon, was the determining factor. He blocked shots, rebounded, scored 19 points, and led his team to the Southwest Conference title. Now, the War of the Southwest Powers has moved to Arkansas, where #1 ranked North Carolina could not win, to Barnhill Arena, where visiting teams have won only 7 times in the last 10 years. It's Houston versus Arkansas on CBS Sports.
Today's game between the Houston Cougars and the Arkansas Razorbacks is sponsored by Chevrolet. America is on the move, and Chevrolet is supplying the wheels. Chevrolet and you taking charge. Miller High Life, welcome to Miller Time. And by Sentry, for all your insurance needs, you can count on your local Sentry agent where all's well, even when all isn't.
Barnhill Arena in Fayetteville, Arkansas is packed to the gills today. The color of the day is red and white. The red and white of Houston, the red and white of Arkansas. It's got the feeling of the game that'll decide the conference championship. That's not true. The Southwest Conference champion is the Houston Cougars. They wrapped it up earlier this week with a victory over Baylor. But the Arkansas fans believe that a victory here today, coupled with a victory in the Southwest Conference tournament next week, could give them the top seed in the NCAA Mid-East Regional ahead of Houston, and that's what they want. Good afternoon. I'm Frank Herzog, along with Larry Connolly. In this den, there's a couple of talk about in this game today. Right off the top, what's the big factor?
Frank, I think it's the crowd. It's got to be the crowd. Eddie Sutton said, my basketball team right now, if they play as well this weekend as they did last weekend, we're going to win this basketball game. We're a great team in Barnhill Arena, and that's obvious. The second thing, the classical big man matchup. Olajuwon against Klein. The Arkansas big man has got to shut down the nation's leading rebounder and leading shot blocker. And the third and biggest thing is the fact that Arkansas must stay out of foul trouble. They need to play their man-to-man defense. They cannot afford to get in foul problems.
We cannot tell you how this basketball game is going to end today. But I think I can guarantee you this. This place is going to be a madhouse. Before it's over, it's going to seem like this crowd of 9,000 is really 20,000. We'll be back with the opening tip-off of Houston and Arkansas in just a moment.
Chevrolet, taking charge.
Make your move to Chevrolet's new Celebrity. Move into the comfort of more passenger room than 91 out of 95 import cars. Move into Celebrity and the traction of front drive. Celebrity. No other new car gives you this much passenger room at a price this low.
Chevrolet.
And you.
Taking charge.
Down the home stretch, you can almost taste victory. And it's sure gonna taste great.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
There's only one thing Rachel Stevens does well. Starting a boat isn't it. Stopping a boat isn't it either. What Rachel does well is drive. So well, she qualifies for Sentry Plain Talk car insurance, which rewards good drivers with good rates. So good, she has money to help pay for flying lessons. If you're a good driver, call Sentry, where all's well, even when all isn't.
MasterCard? I'm starved.
MasterCard International. So worldly, so welcome. So worldly, so welcome.
Now you're cooking.
MasterCard International.
Make the world your oyster.
Barnhill Arena, fired up and ready to go, and the matchups in today's game will be critical. The matchups are good between these two teams. At the forwards, Valentine and Winslow. Winslow had the better of these two in their first meeting 1 week ago. At the other forward spot, the great Michael Young, fine shooter, and Leroy Sutton, who played his own last week with 13 points. There's the matchup we've talked about in the middle. Last time, Joe Klein cried in the locker room because he didn't feel he played well enough against Olajuwon. At the guards, Alvin Franklin of Houston, Ricky Norton of Arkansas. Good matchup there. And Reed Geddes against Alvin Robertson, who had 6 steals for Arkansas last week, but all of them in the first half. The officials for today's game, all from the Southwest Conference. You see the 3 of them there. They'll use 3 officials, and there's one other rule in the Southwest Conference that you should be aware of. That is, they use a 45-second shot clock. That shot clock runs throughout the game up until 4 minutes, 44 seconds remain in the game, and then it is turned off. So they will play with a shot clock that will be a factor throughout the game until the last 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Hakeem Olajuwon stands at center circle to go against that man, Joe Klein. The officials are ready. We are underway in Fayetteville, Arkansas with the tip.
Frank, we knew this crowd was going to be loud, but my goodness, are they ever.
Ricky Norton is the playmaker out top. That's Joe Klein. They've moved, they got a zone defense, it looks like.
Frank, it's the type of defense they used against Arkansas in the second half last week when they zoned inside and they played man-to-man out front. Geddes and Franklin are chasing Norton and Sutton out front. They're zoning the back line with those 3 Cougars.
Trying to go to Klein, and we got a whistle. Geddes, the playmaker inside, will draw the first personal foul of the day. Arkansas leads this series, but Houston has done well, and that one game they've won in Barnhill was last year. They came in here and won 74-66 a year ago. So they believe they've broken the jinx at Barnhill Arena.
Arkansas has an amazing record in Barnhill, 110 victories and only 7 defeats in Sutton's 10 years.
Robertson, the first shot of the day. And Arkansas remains in control. The shot clock is recycled.
You see Franklin out top. He's the one who's hawking Norton. He'll play man-to-man. Here's Klein with a shot.
And it's Joe Klein who makes it 2-0 Arkansas.
Here's the Razorback press. Looks like they're going to go into a man-to-man. Valentine, Winslow bringing the ball up. Sort of interesting. A 6'8 freshman bringing the ball. Good ball movement right now by Houston. Watch him turn the ball around. They'll look for Olajuwon inside, and there he is.
That will quiet the crowd. Well, they're playing to script so far. The 2 big centers have scored the first 2 points.
Frank, we thought we'd have a 94-foot game. Both of these clubs love to press. They can afford to do so. They've got big centers back there protecting that rim.
The trap really bothered Arkansas last week. We expect to see Houston to try it again. Arkansas has practiced against a zone trap all week long. Klein over Olajuwon again. Joe Klein.
Is there any question about what Arkansas's game plan is? They're going to try to take it inside, get Olajuwon in foul trouble, and they've got a great offensive weapon in Joe Klein.
Geddes. Off the hand of an Arkansas player. And so Houston will retain possession.
We talked about this big guy at the top of the show. Look at the strength he has. Olajuwon, so powerful, such a great jumper. Klein got it over his outstretched hand and got it down. It's going to be a great matchup inside with those 2.
Hakeem looks a little tentative early, like he does. He knows they're trying to get him in foul trouble.
Franklin with a great jump shot down the left side right there. Hung in the air and got it the ball through.
Tied at 4. Norton brings it back up for the home team, the Razorbacks.
Look at Franklin man-to-man on Norton. They've left Robertson open.
That was a mistake. This is Michael Young with the ball. Fine shooting forward.
Yeah, we talked about the ability of Arkansas to stay out of foul trouble. They love to play their man-to-man defense. When they get into foul trouble, they have to go the other way, and look at that.
Dunk number 1 of the day from Phi Slamma Jamma. And again, we're tied.
Good ball movement by Arkansas. Look at Klein.
He's not too fired up, Joe Klein, is he?
He wants this basketball game in the worst way.
I mentioned in our opening, last week after losing in Houston, Franklin with a shot off the glass. After last week's loss in Houston, Joe Klein sat in the locker room, tears streaming down his face. He felt responsible. He didn't think he had the kind of game against Hakeem Olajuwon that he needed to have.
Frank, that's the kind of young man he is, though. He is very competitive, has a lot of pride. That's why the Razorbacks have won as many games as they have, and they're 23-5 right now. He's the big, big reason.
Whoa! Took it right to him, didn't they? Whoa! And is he talking to him? Valentine in against Olajuwon and then talks to him all the way back down the floor. Arkansas, with 15:55 to go in the first half, still holds the lead.
When people pump their own gas, they sometimes forget to check things. So when they come in for service...
Mr. Goodwrench, there's something wrong.
Well, let's take a look.
Mr. Goodwrench knows your GM car. He has the right tools and the right GM training available to spot your problems fast.
Mr. Goodwrench?
Nothing serious. Just needs a tune-up. By the way, your oil is low. Here's how to check.
Keep that great GM feeling
With Mr. Goodwrench.
with genuine GM parts.
It was moving day. Things were going great. Till the moving truck died at the toll booth gate. The troopers were glaring. Tempers were flaring.
Do I hear swearing?
What's more, it started to pour. The tow truck came and we gave a cheer. Then the couch slid out the rear. Now I know Ryder trucks are newer. They're tougher, they're strong. And driving a bargain sure didn't pay. So next time I'll think this way. It's Ryder or it's wrong.
Coors to you, Coors to you, Coors to you. The best of it, the best of the Rockies is yours. Coors to you, the clean of it all night through the fresh of it. Rocky Mountain Gold, you got the best of the Rockies is yours.
Don't forget, Suzanne Flechetti's Maggie Briggs, because this week I take my clothes off. Just want to see if you were paying attention.
Suzanne Flechetti's Maggie Briggs premieres Sunday.
I'm going to call.
It's everything we talked about this basketball game in the early few minutes. Watch this. Five slamma-jamma. Hakeem gets it inside. He'll take it and go straight up. Nothing but power-driven all the way to the bottom. But look at the answer. It comes to the other end. Watch Valentine right in the face of Hakeem. Yes, sir. He got his, too.
Houston with the basketball will inbound. And the pressure by Arkansas. Alvin Franklin handles it and turns the ball over just as he gets it across the timeline.
Norton did a good job of trailing him along the sideline there. When you're coming up with the ball on the sideline, you have nowhere to go but toward the middle. Norton cut him off, wouldn't let him in, and he forced the turnover.
Norton sets up the Arkansas offense. The Razorbacks lead it by 2, 10-8. If you just joined us, I'm Frank Herzog with Larry Connolly. We're live from Fayetteville. They try the alley-oop to Valentine, and it doesn't work.
How many clubs do you know will try to alley-oop against Hakeem Olajuwon?
They are going after the big man. Going after it. Now Houston with a chance to tie. Substitution already. 54, Darrell Bedford is in for Arkansas. And he's standing at the top of the key there.
Look at Klein fighting Olajuwon for position inside. They got the chance for the lob right there, but Bedford's on the other side.
They wanted the jump ball and didn't get it. Hakeem. Olajuwon has now hit all 3 of his shots. And we're tied again.
And again, you see Houston's defense. They're zoning the back line. You see Michael Young, Winslow, and Hakeem all back inside. Geddes and Franklin outside playing man-to-man.
Bedford delivered inside. And there's your block by Akeem. The fans want a foul.
Good pass by Geddes.
Yes. Young with his first two. And now Arkansas has its first lead of the day. I take it back. Houston has its first lead of the day.
Geddes more in a zone defense now. 4 players in zone, and look at flying over Elijah.
Winslow sky for that rebound. Houston pushing. Michael Young shooting. The whistle will go against Olajuwon. You see his reaction.
Guy Lewis real upset with that call right there. I don't really much blame him right there. You see the conversation between the official and Olajuwon. Make your own decision. Michael Young with a baseline jumper. It looked like Olajuwon came down with a basketball, and Bedford was the one who committed the foul, but the official saw something else.
I'll agree with you there. Can't get it back now. Guy Lewis knows it. He'll sit down with that checkered towel and hope. Arkansas now with a chance to tie.
But Winslow has backed off of Valentine, letting him shoot that. Michael Robertson hurt some in the first half when he got 13 points. He was shooting that ball well from there. I don't think Houston's going to let him continue to do that.
Steal.
That was a smart foul by Reed Geddes. He gets stripped right here. The ball goes around, slapped away by Alvin Robertson. Look at Norton come up with the ball. You see the official raise the arm. He grabbed Norton as they went the other way. That's no basket, and it was a smart foul by Geddes.
As soon as Geddes fouled, he turned to Michael Young and said, I need your help getting the ball up the floor. Valentine with his second field goal.
Look at the press. Good pressure by Arkansas. Houston seems a little confused right now in trying to handle this Arkansas press. They're not sure how they should be setting up. There's the answer. You've got your safety valve and Olajuwon. Bring him up, throw him the ball there, and then he'll give it back to you.
Now the offense sets. So they made him use about 10 seconds off that shot clock to get the ball up. Alvin Franklin.
Well, that's 2 key buckets for him right about in the same spot.
Franklin is 3 for 3. Olajuwon is 3 for 3. The only guy who missed the shot is Michael Young. Valentine again. Oh, did he get it?
Look at Eddie Sutton there. He's liking what he's seeing so far. Right now, Valentine doing a good job of shooting the basketball. Houston's going to have to come out and get him.
This time the foul will be called on Ricky Norton. That is the first foul against Arkansas. And there's your shooting. Houston has hit 7 of 9. Arkansas has only missed 1 shot.
Frank, the amazing part is that for the year, Houston's held their opponents to a 41% field goal shooting. That is incredible.
Jump ball. It'll be possession. It'll go to Houston. The possession rule is in effect. Now, the next time there's a jump ball, the possession will go to Arkansas.
The thing I particularly like about this Arkansas press is it's an intelligent press. They know where to go to double team. They don't try to get themselves in a bad position.
Franklin, and he's fouled.
Looked like Winslow baseline, and Klein may have gotten him. I think the pass came inside the Winslow. Klein just could not get there. Look at the pass right here. It's a good feed to the inside by Alvin Franklin. Tough to stop that shot right there. Look how high those 2 guys are.
First free throw of the day for Houston. And a miss. Winslow cannot convert the three-point play, and so we are tied.
And again, Geddes on the point of that zone. They're using, looks like a 1-3, and then Franklin's chasing Norton.
Robertson working to get open. They're going to give Valentine that shot.
It's about time for an adjustment. Valentine hit He's hit 4 so far. He's 4 of 4. They're going to have to come and get him.
Again, the steal. They get it back. Geddes.
Whoa, what a move by Franklin.
Franklin and Alvin Robertson are putting on a show today. Franklin is now 4 for 4 shooting. He has the answer, and again we're tied.
Now Winslow's out on Valentine. That opens up the middle to Klein. Walking.
Good body pressure that time by Akeem. Got him to move. Timeout on the floor. They seesaw back and forth. Parry and thrust. We are tied with 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half.
Chevy Tough taking charge.
S10 Blazer.
Earth.
Keep moving.
Wind.
Keep storming. S10 Blazer.
Fire.
Keep blazing. S10 Blazer.
Water.
Keep churning.
In all of nature, there's nothing like the thrill of an S10 Blazer. Chevy Tough is taking charge.
Devlin, biggest game of the year, and you couldn't get tickets.
Welcome to Miller Town.
You didn't.
It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer is what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
Down in Dallas a while back, I was talking with this big honcho at FINA, and he looked like a smart enough sort of fellow. So I asked him how the competition gets away with charging folks extra when they use the credit card to buy their gas and oil. He said, I don't rightly know, Mel, but my old pappy used to say, if there wasn't no suckers, the card sharks would starve. They're my kind of folks at FINA.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports coverage continues with more NCAA college basketball action. Beginning with the Metro Conference Championship live at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. And then we'll move west where last year's Pac-10 champion UCLA will battle the Oregon State Beavers at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. All next Saturday on CBS Sports. And then on Sunday, we'll continue with more, including the preview, the road to Seattle, and the latest on the NCAA tournament selection process in our tournament selection show. That's all next Sunday at 12 o'clock Eastern on CBS. Houston trying to unravel that Arkansas pressure, and does. But again, they turn it over.
And again, it was Franklin who lost the basketball. It was slapped away by Alvin Robertson.
For Valentine and knocked down by Akeem. Winslow.
Boy, is that confidence by that freshman. He took it right to Klein, 1-on-3, leading the break. No other red shirt around. Put up a 10-foot jump shot and got it to fall. Arkansas back on top. I'm sorry, Houston on top.
We're even. Second time Houston has led in this first half. Norton.
Valentine again.
He has not missed. 10 points here in the first half. He's 5 for 5.
Geddes passed up an easy shot right there. Franklin with another turnover.
Robertson on Geddes.
Interception.
Arkansas by 2. Turnover.
Boy, Franklin looked like he really got hammered right there. But look at Alvin Robertson try to take it inside against Geddes. Good move around him. Sutton with a power rebound right back up and in. Arkansas really playing well right now.
Sutton had great presence of mind to compose himself there and go inside. Bad shot that time. And Houston with a chance to tie.
They've got the numbers.
Michael Young.
A tell you what, that was the charge of the Light Brigade. There were 4 red shirts against 1 white right there. Leroy Sutton saying something to Eddie Sutton right there, complaining, I think maybe it might have been fouled. Looks like Houston's in a straight zone defense. Norton with his first shot.
And Akeem with a rebound. There hadn't been a lot of rebounds in this game so far. Look out, misses. Whoa! Winslow takes it right back.
Frank, I think this is one of the more accomplished freshmen in this country. I think he's one of the best young players there is to play around here. And he is. He's just a freshman. He brings the ball up on the press, and you just saw what he can do on the inside.
Oh, pretty feed to climb, but knocked away. The scramble. Right to Houston. Young, slow.
Slamma Jamma beginning to put on the show.
Now Houston has its biggest lead of the game. 26-22, 4-point nod.
Houston in a straight 2-3 zone right now. Franklin is off of Norton. They've gone straight 2-3, trying to jam up the inside and keep it away from Klein.
It does not appear that Houston is as worried about Klein this time as they were in the first game. He's only getting one-on-one attention from Akeem. Last time he was getting double teamed. Geddes travels with the ball. They've done a good job of bothering Reed Geddes so far today. Arkansas with a chance to tie, but we got a timeout on the floor with just under 8 minutes left to play.
America's meat and potatoes. McDonald's Quarter Pounder and Fries.
Getting back to basics, simple and pure. All American beef, all American made. A big beefy taste of the USA. French fried potatoes that grew up right here. Meat and potatoes, Quarter Pounder and Fries. A big beefy meal, American size.
Quarter Pounder and Fries. America's meat and potatoes.
McDonald's and you.
Chevrolet Caprice Classic. The only full-size car picked last year by Car and Driver magazine as one of the 10 best cars you can buy. Chevrolet Caprice. Compare the deep cushion comfort, the luxury, the ride, the full-sized room. It's an exceptional value. You can spend more for a car, but why in the world would you?
Chevrolet!
And you.
Taking charge. Cruise to you. Cruise to you. Cruise to you. The best of it, the best of the Rockies is yours. Cruise to you. The clean of it, all night through. The fresh of it, Rocky Mountain Gold. You got it. The best of the Rockies is yours.
Remember, today, following NCAA basketball, CBS Sports Sunday coverage of World Cup skiing featuring same-day coverage of the America's Downhill comes your way. You'll also see Alberto Salazar's quest to repeat as champion of the Phoenix 10K road race. And you'll see the World Sprint Speed Skating Championships, all here on CBS Sports, the home of the NCAA Championship. Final score, Maryland at home with a win over Virginia.
Frank, look out for Maryland. Lefty Grizel's got his club playing extremely well right now. Branch is back in the lineup. They could make a run for this thing late on.
Substitution. Mike Ratliff is in for Arkansas, number 30. That's him on the near side there. He just got the pass.
We talk about taking high percentage shots. Here's one by Norton right now. That makes Arkansas 13 of 19, right at 70%. But you think that's good. Houston is 13 of 15 for 86%.
That's phenomenal shooting. Trying to work towards Olajuwon, and we've got a whistle. The foul will go against Alvin Robertson, I believe, number 21. Yes. That's the third foul against Arkansas. 3 have been whistled against Houston. We've only had 1 free throw shot so far in this game. It has moved very quickly. Eddie Sutton was also concerned about the weather. He said it would be a factor in this game, believe it or not, because Fayetteville has had a warm spell. Temperatures in the 60s the last 2 days. As Young hits.
Talk about hot. There's Michael Young, and he continues to add to the torrid shooting that Houston has shown so far. They just have been incredible.
He's concerned because of the capacity crowd here and the warm temperatures outside. The heat could play a factor under these intense lights inside Barnhill. We'll see. But he's gone to his bench early.
Ratliff, a freshman out of Fort Hamilton up in New York. Known for his shooting, a good outside shooter.
Valentine with a miss. And Ratliff kept it alive with the offensive foul.
Looks like Ratliff committed it. He was on the back of the Houston player. It looked like inside. Winslow had the better of the position, and Ratliff went right over his back.
Mike Ratliff is a freshman. Freshman mistake. He's out of Brooklyn, New York. 6'4", 180-pounder, went right over the top. His first personal foul. Again, semi-pressure this time by Arkansas. Young over Klein. Oh, and Akeem, and they want goaltending. They say it was in the cylinder.
I don't think so. I think it was legitimate. He got it before it was over the cylinder. Elijah Wan way up in there. He had to be a good 18 feet, maybe 18 inches, 2 feet above that rim.
Houston leads by 4. And a chance to make it 6. Giles. No basket.
I think Ratliff's going to get tagged with another foul right here.
And Ratliff is going to come out. Sutton has gone back in. Geddes, after a short rest, goes back into the ball game. So Guy Lewis will rotate his players as Winslow comes out.
You know what was amazing about that fast break? Derek Giles is in the game right now. Threw the ball up at the rim, expecting Winslow to come in and catch it and throw it through.
That time, Akeem just mistimed his leap. Arkansas with a chance to cut the Houston lead to 2 if they can convert here.
Houston really has packed that zone defense back inside. Elijah Wan not moving outside that paint.
Robertson blocked by Giles. Sutton didn't take it. Norton will.
Here they come.
Giles, beautiful pass.
Well, give credit to Derek Giles with an outstanding bounce pass to Reed Geddes. He picked it up and laid it in, and this Arkansas crowd wants some retribution. They want to come back.
Houston with its biggest lead at 6. 5 minutes left to go in the first half.
Valentine, who had the hot hand early, reluctant to take the shot. He's going to have to put that one up.
Robertson got everybody in the air, but Michael Young reached in and knocked the ball down. Look at this pass again by Giles to Reed Geddes on the fast break.
He was fortunate to avoid the defensive thrust by Norton there, and it was a good bounce pass right inside and by Valentine's knee to Reed Geddes. Houston, a little of the better of it right now, Frank. They've got the momentum going their way. They're playing well on the defensive end. They've gotten some turnovers, but they're also doing a great job offensively, just shooting lights out. Two-three zone right now by Houston, and again, they've packed it inside to keep Klein from getting the ball. He's really trying to muscle Elijah Wan away so he can get his opening.
I think, Larry, that may be the key factor for Arkansas right now is to make those shots, because this Houston team impresses me as one that could fast break out of a timeout if they wanted to. They don't need a rebound.
Arkansas needs to get the good outside shooting from Norton. They need it from Valentine. They need it from Robertson. They've got to have it.
Almost a steal by Robertson there. Look at Arkansas scramble defensively now.
Good help defensively. Valentine left his man. He got the travel. Winslow took the extra step.
Got greedy. Saw that middle open up all of a sudden. It was just too much to pass up.
the one thing the Razorbacks do so very well, and I think it's a compliment to Eddie Sutton, he teaches defense, and these guys have the tendency and the intelligence to leave their man if he doesn't have the ball, to give the guy whose man does have the ball some help. That time they left it, Winslow got the ball, but he traveled and they got it back.
We're just under the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Norton.
That's 2 in a row from that position. They're going to need more from him.
Again, it's a 2-point ball game. Anders. Again, you'll have a chance to talk about it. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty time. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first half of a 2-point game.
For years now, we've been kidding Jim here about his eyesight. The fact is that Jim has the eyes of an eagle.
Thanks, Boog.
Why, he's one of the first guys to spot light beer from Miller. Saw right away that light tastes great and it's less filling.
Sure, all you have to do is read the label. It says light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer.
I think you want this, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
As I was saying, it's as plain as the nose on your face.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Oh, I don't believe this.
Chevrolet, taking charge.
Taking charge with Cavalier. The hottest selling Chevrolet today. Cavalier. More horsepower than the 3 leading imports with a 2-liter electronically fuel-injected engine. Cavalier. More sedan room than Honda Accord, Nissan Sentra, or Toyota Tercel. The front drive Cavaliers. Grab one for a cool, low price.
Chevrolet.
And you.
Taking charge.
There. You want to try something tough? Try taking this check to a widow with young kids. I've had to do it twice. You can imagine how I would have felt had I not kept in touch over the years and made sure that that check did what I told them it would. I wouldn't be able to face them. That's why I like being a State Farm agent. When we write life insurance, we work together with people and do it right.
And like a good neighbor,
And staying in touch keeps it right.
State Farm is there.
Next weekend, the top PGA field will challenge Doral Blue Monsters. Join Pat Summerall, Ken Venturi, and Tom Weisskopf for the final 2 rounds of the Doral Open on CBS Sports.
Near the conclusion of today's broadcast, Larry Connolly and I will be selecting a Chevrolet most valuable player from each team. Could be a tough choice to make. Chevrolet donates a $1,000 scholarship to the General Scholarship Fund of each school.
Frank, I want to pay a compliment to the officials in this basketball game so far. They have done an outstanding job. I mean, the defense is very good. They've been going up and down the court. They've let them play. It's the type of college basketball game we expected from 2 top 10 clubs.
Michael Young. We get the foul call inside on the contact, and it's Pickham. 33, Leroy Sutton with his first personal. They have let them play. It's been nice today.
It has. They're not making a parade to the free throw line. Michael Young's going to go up here. And talking about the free throw shooting of Houston, you know, Gallows' club last year received a lot of criticism for the way they shot free throws. And we talked about that yesterday. We discussed it with the Houston people. And it's interesting to note that in their last 10 games, they're shooting nearly 70% with their starters. And if you throw the Virginia game up, they're almost at 75%. Could be a big turnaround and very important in the march to Seattle for the Cougars.
Mike Young goes 1 for 2. I've heard coaches say, if you're going to be successful in the tournament, you've got to shoot 70% as a team or you're in trouble.
Again, the Cougars, Houston back in that defense. They're zone 2-3. Franklin and Geddes on the point. Norton's canned a couple of shots from the outside. They may want to continue to go with him.
They do. Oh, goaltending. The battle of the big men. Klein got that rebound thanks to a nice push that we can't show you now. But there's the goaltending by Olajuwon. But he shoved Olajuwon underneath that basket. Olajuwon came back and just blocked the shot for spite, I think.
Frank, I got to tell you, heading down the floor just a few seconds ago, Olajuwon walked back line and gave him a little tap on the backside. Just nice try, big fella. Oh, what a great pass by Winslow.
No assist. Valentine will get the rebound off the miss. It was a great pass, though. For freshman, too. That's the astounding thing. I suppose he's a sophomore by now, this part of the season. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go here in the first half. A one-point game. Houston leads at 33-32.
Both clubs starting to cool off on their shooting right now. Houston really pushes the ball down the floor very quickly.
Winslow tried it. He didn't have a prayer, and I think he thought he could make it. From behind the backboard.
I think he thinks he can do just about anything. He brings the ball up on the press for Houston. He's a guy who gets it inside. Franklin looks for him when he's coming down on the wings. That time they got it down to him because he was the first man down on the break. The baseline jumper didn't go there. He was going to try it. He tried his reverse layup and didn't get it, but he's at the free throw line now for 2.
You see his percentage there, 59% when you round it off. He's 0 for 1 so far today. Now he's 1 for 2. 2 substitutions. Kitchen is in, along with Bedford. Both have played earlier. But again, the heat becoming a factor here.
Pretty smart play right now on Eddie Sutton's part to get these subs in as early as he has. It does give your starters a little bit of a breather.
Valentine with a rebound. They look at the clock. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Kitchen with the ball.
Valentine, who early was very hot from that position right there, hasn't been able to get any more shots. Houston has covered him up pretty well. There he's got it.
I think he's worked on that shot this week. He's 6 for 6 from that wing spot. 6 for 6. We're tied at 34. Young, will the shot count? No shot. The foul goes against Darrell Bedford, his first. Coming up at halftime, Brent Musburger with scores and highlights. And we'll have a special feature about this year's teams who are on the fence before the start of the NCAA's tournament selections. At halftime, we are tied at 34 as Michael Young goes to the line.
Yeah, so far Olajuwon has been able to stay out of foul trouble, and that's a key to Houston's success. Because without him in the lineup, it really changes everything that Houston tries to do offensively and defensively. You know, he got in foul trouble in the first half of last weekend's game and had to go out of there. And there's a young man also who got in foul trouble, Ricky Norton, who drew 3 fouls in the first half. He's back in there playing an outstanding game so far in the first half. It's tied, Frank, and it's exactly the type of game we expect.
Olajuwon comes out. His replacement, Greg Anderson, is in. Good move there by Guy Lewis to get Olajuwon out so he doesn't get any reckless fouls here in the last 2. Michael Young makes them both. He has 9 points. He leads. Along with Winslow, Houston scores. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. You see the clock there on the lower right-hand part of your screen.
They moved Norton over to the wing. Kitchen has taken the point now. Norton, a pretty good shooter from that wing also. They moved Valentine away from his customary shooting position to the left side of the floor. He's 5 for 5 on the right side.
Blocking foul. Reed Geddes, and that becomes some concern for Guy Lewis. That is 3 personal fouls on Geddes. Joe Klein is coming back late in the game to replace Darrell Bedford.
Klein reminds you a little bit of Dave Cowens.
He does look an awful lot like Cowens. He's a little disappointed today, a little extra incentive. His high school team lost in its bid to win the state championship in Missouri last night. They're the runners-up. Slater High School in Slater, Missouri.
Even with Olajuwon out of the lineup, that 2-3 zone still is pretty well packed back in there. Klein feels like he can get better position on those other players. Not as much beef to move around.
Now, the shot clock is still in effect here. So that's the game clock you see. The shot clock is about 10 seconds ahead of it. It is recycled now and no longer a factor.
Boy, Ricky Norton was smart to pick that up. Did you see him turn around and point at the clock? Told the club, look, we've got the advantage of the clock now. We'll save it for 1 shot before the end of the half.
20 seconds to go.
The guy that slapped that ball away was Ricky Winslow. Got great quickness, good hands.
Look at Klein, traveling. With 2 seconds left to go, Houston will have a chance. Houston leads it by 2. They could go into the locker room with a 4-point lead if they could convert here. The clock will start when it touches somebody. There. Desperation shot is short. We've got a 2-point game at halftime. And yes, it is a hot one going inside this arena. Olajuwon leads after scoring 8 points, 4 of them on dunks.
I think that was an outstanding first half. When we look at the statistics, I know you're going to see some great field goal shooting by both clubs, and it came on the strength of a lot of inside play. Both clubs like to take the ball inside. They want that strength inside and utilize it extremely well.
The crowd's starting to get now a little something, I think, to drink probably because it's hot in here with the score. Houston 36, Arkansas 34. NCAA basketball will continue after this word from your local station.
Next weekend, tournament berths will be on the line in college basketball. Saturday, the Metro Conference Championship, plus Pac-10 action with UCLA meeting Oregon State. Sunday, Brent Musburger and Billy Packer will get you ready for the tournament with previews, features, and more on the NCAA basketball special. Then, a crucial Big Ten showdown between Purdue and Minnesota. And after all the results are in, find out who plays who on the NCAA pairing special. All next weekend on the home of the NCAA Championship, CBS Sports. This is CBS.
Lunchtime. Down at Bonanza, we're getting ready to satisfy your hunger. So head for Bonanza and enjoy the Fresh-tastics food bar. Vegetables, desserts, plus appetite-pleasing specials like our all-you-can-eat Fresh-tastics food bar. So when the clock's headed for straight up 12, head straight for Bonanza.
Fresh-tastics food bar, only $2.79 with a free drink Monday through Friday, 11 to 4 at Bonanza.
When it comes to solutions for your business problems, look to First National of Fort Smith. A strong banking connection can be one of your firm's greatest assets. Our friendly loan officers have been helping area business people since 1872 with financing, letters of credit, IRAs, checking and savings accounts, certificates of deposit, wire transfers, and many other services. For the personal attention your company deserves, remember,
At First National Bank, we've got the solution.
This is KFSM-TV, Channel 5, Fort Smith.
Welcome back to New York. I'm Brent Musburger. Those of you watching Indiana, Illinois, you know how tough that Illinois defense has been inside, and right now they lead the Hurricane Hoosiers 32-23. The rest of you are watching Arkansas hang tough at home against Houston. Houston leads 36-34 at the half. 53 berths to fill in the NCAA tournament. 3 of them have already been taken. Iona wrapped up a spot, beating Fordham 72-61 for the championship of the MAC. Iona has a superb player. His name is Steve Burt. He scored 33 points in the championship game, and Pat Kennedy knows he's got a jewel on his hands. Now watch Tony McIntosh go to Don McCormick here for 2 for Fordham. They were able to stay close, but it was simply too much Burt. Watch here. He'll show you why he's going to be a top-round draft choice in the NBA. And Gary Springer cuts down the nets in celebration as Iona goes to the tournament. But they are one of 3 teams that have wrapped up spots. North Carolina A&T, they are another one. They beat Howard for the championship of the MEAC. And Princeton, who else? They always seem to win the Ivy League. 65-57. If it's not Princeton, it's Penn, right? So in the tournament, Iona, Princeton, and North Carolina A&T. And of course, next Sunday here on CBS, you'll find out the entire tournament field. We'll start our special coverage that day with our road to the Final Four in Seattle. That will begin at 12 noon here on CBS. Now, also, ahead of us. We have got a final, Maryland beating Virginia 74-65. And I believe we have two finals from the NBA that are in this afternoon. On the road, the Los Angeles Lakers beat Detroit. Again, they always handle the Pistons, 118-114. And the Boston Celtics at home prevailed over Seattle, 117-93. Still to come on CBS Sports Sunday, America's Downhill. The weather, how is it? It was postponed yesterday, but it has dawned clear, and all systems are go. This is Mark Rolfs on an earlier training run. They've added a bend in the mountain. They iced it down with 8,000 gallons of water, and for the training run, it was treacherous. Rolfs out of control. He was not seriously injured. He will start today, and Bill Johnson, our Olympic gold medalist, is the favorite. And, of course, he'll be challenged by that strong Austrian team. Franz Klammer seems to be at the end of his marvelous career, but perhaps he has one or two more challenges left. We'll find out a little bit later. And also on CBS Sports Sunday, the Phoenix International 10-kilometer run, and we also have the World Sprint Speed Skating Championships coming your way out of Norway. So all of that is still ahead of us on CBS Sports Sunday, and we'll continue here in just a moment.
And now, some of the best beer bellies in America. These beer bellies are brought to you by new Pabst Light. Just 96 great tasting calories that won't fill you up or out.
Well, here's the fairgrounds. We've got to deliver the shrubs to the main office.
We'll try left. The 84 Ford Ranger 4x4.
Is this the right road?
The small 4x4 that's big on toughness with independent front suspension.
This traffic is terrible.
And the widest track of any major small truck. No wonder Ford Rangers are the best-selling small pickups in America.
You know, they better fix that entrance road.
The best-built American trucks are built. Ford Tough.
What does it take to excel? It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. We'll deliver your urgent packages overnight. And our 2-pound pack is just $9.35, about half what most others charge. So next time, use the service that delivers over 95,000 packages on time every day. Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
It's not easy leaving a home you love, even if you've outgrown it. The memories get in the way. Your local Century 21 professional understands that. So we don't just list your house, we represent it, showing a buyer what's special about your home, your neighborhood, the schools, knowing which families and homes were made for each other.
I think he likes it too.
Bringing more families and homes together. Maybe that's what made us #1.
Put #1 to work for you. Century 21.
You see the halftime score. Houston ahead of Arkansas by 2 in this second of what could be 3 Sunday games, 3 consecutive Sunday games between these two schools. I'm Frank Herzog along with Larry Connolly, and it's just hard to believe, but next week will be the conference final tournament games for most of the major conferences around the country. And a week after that, the NCAA tournament begins. Kind of makes you wonder what happened to February and March, too.
Well, I tell you the thing about March. Everybody in America who loves basketball loves March.
The NCAA tournament selection takes place next Sunday. Some teams are assured of being in. Others might or might not make it. These borderline teams are what we call on the fence, waiting for the magic word. One such team is Villanova. As Coach Raleigh Massimino told his squad, time's running out for the teams on the fence.
So right now, we have our backs to the wall. If we play as hard as we possibly can, I think there's no other thing than we can say is that we will control what we're going to do.
Villanova started slowly. At one point, they were 3-7. Now they're 17-10. The players hope that the selection committee is understanding.
We've had a shaky start at the beginning. In the middle of the season, we got our act together, and that we're playing well right now, and hopefully they can take that into consideration.
Villanova is in the Big East Conference. The commissioner of the Big East is also the head of the tournament selection committee. He's aware that the Wildcats, with 10 losses, parallel a team from last year's tournament.
A year ago, North Carolina State had an injury early, was on a down in the middle of the year. They came into the tournament on an up. The same is true with the Villanova. Whether they make it or not, their curve is better because they're coming on strong.
For 6 years, Liddell Anderson was on the selection committee. Now he's coaching at Brigham Young. Their record is 19-9. The players hope that Anderson's connections via the Good Old Boy Network will help get the Cougars into the tournament.
Some of the players we've gotten together and we've talked about, and we hope that he has some clout. Whether he does or not remains to be seen, but hopefully he will and he can get us in.
I think that's a phony deal to try to get them to be on your side because you're friends, and you got to get us in because we're friends and so on.
BYU plays a tough schedule. So even though they lost to Georgetown by 16 points, it actually improved their chances for being invited to the tourney.
The fact is, one of the ratings that I picked up, we went up about 5 points in the loss the very next week. We were very high, and then after the loss, by playing a recognized team like that, we went up in the rankings.
Bobby Cremens has turned the Georgia Tech program around. So far this year, the Yellow Jackets are 18-9, but they're concerned. There are 6 other ACC teams that have a shot at being invited to the tournament, and they don't want to be overlooked.
Everybody in the conference is doing so well this year, and the other teams in the conference are a lot more familiar NCAA name teams than Georgia Tech.
We'll take the best teams available to us, the strongest and the most deserving, without regard to conference affiliation. If it means that's all 8 teams from the ACC, all 10 teams from the Southeast Conference, so be it.
Even when they lose, opponents feel that Georgia Tech is a strong squad.
Georgia Tech is the most improved team in our league, and I think with the talent they have, I think they should be in the NCAA, and I think they'll make a great contribution if they do get in.
Here are 7 teams that we consider on the fence. Look at St. Joe's with 20 victories and 7 losses. 20 used to be the magic number, but sometimes that can be deceiving. Montana with 21, New Mexico with 22. Other times, who you play is more important, and that's why Virginia Tech may get in there because of the strength of their schedule. And Kansas, you like Kansas as well.
Frank, I do. I like Kansas because I think Larry Brown has done a good job. He's turned his club around. They've played very well the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season. Look out for them. Jayhawkers could be there.
We have talked, and we talked about key factors in the game. We want to talk about that a little bit more. We're at halftime between Houston and Arkansas. We've got a 2-point game.
The Mercedes-Benz dynasty of 3-liter automobiles. World champion race cars, classic sports cars, elegant personal cars. Now, Mercedes-Benz gives you 3-liter performance in this car, the 300D turbo diesel sedan. 3 liters of power so far beyond the ordinary that it outperforms every other diesel in America, if not the world. The 300D turbo diesel. But dynasty lives on.
This Bud's for everyone who takes the power and sends it down the line.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
If you're a smoker, inside this little can is a legitimate alternative. Introducing Skoal Bandits, an individual portion of wintergreen flavored tobacco in a neat, pre-moistened pouch. What you do is put one between your lip and gum. What you get is great tobacco taste without lighting up, and you can enjoy it wherever you are. If you're a smoker, try new Skoal Bandits. 20 pouches to a can. Take a pouch instead of a puff.
It was moving day. Things were going great. Till the moving truck died at the toll booth gate. The troopers were glaring. Tempers were flaring.
Do I hear swearing?
What's more, it started to pour. The tow truck came and we gave a cheer. Then the couch slid out the rear. Now I know rider trucks are newer, they're tougher, they're strong, and driving a bargain sure didn't pay. So next time I'll think this way, it's Ryder or it's wrong.
CBS coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Smith Chevrolet Cadillac would like to introduce you to two new performers, the Camaro Z28 and the new Monte Carlo SS.
We didn't come around here to sit around and no. We didn't come around here to sit like this and looking bored.
Come see them at Smith Chevrolet Cadillac, 1215 Highway 71 South.
What's the matter? Tired of running all over town in heavy traffic for what you need? Depressed by high gasoline prices? Don't despair. There's hope at the end of the rainbow. Look to the colorful Petro Plus rainbow at convenient locations throughout the area. 7 locations in Fort Smith alone. In each Petro Plus location, you get a reasonable price on your car's favorite flavor of gasoline. And most locations have your favorite flavor in a variety of convenience items. Many locations even have car washes. For quality you can trust, depend on Petro Plus.
This is KFSM-TV, Channel 5, Fort Smith.
Today's game between Houston and Arkansas is sponsored by Mazda and the full line of sophisticated Mazda products. Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Xerox, managing information around the office and around the world. We are at halftime at Barnhill Arena in Fayetteville, Arkansas. The Southwest Conference champion Houston Cougars have a 2-point lead over the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Statistics in that first half, a couple we think are important for you to consider. The field goal shooting especially. Houston hit 16 of 23. That's 70% when you round off the figures. Arkansas, almost 60%. The big factor, too, was the inside shots. Arkansas went in time 13 times for shots inside against Olajuwon. Houston went in 10 times against Klein.
And Arkansas made 7 of 13 against Olajuwon, and Houston on the other end made 9 of 10 on the paint inside.
The rebounds, only 19 total rebounds in a half, but that's because everybody is making the shots. There aren't any.
I'd like to go back and find out when was the last time Houston had less than 10 rebounds in a half.
Is he bored or is he relaxed? Did you ever yawn on the basketball floor in a game like this?
Well, he's got such a stoic appearance. You know, he goes out and he just plays the game so well. Here we go with a great second half, too, we hope.
That's a man in control of his emotions. Relaxed and ready to go. Valentine was hot and cool. Olajuwon controls. Winslow, and the bodies fly. Offensive foul.
Yeah, it's a charge on Winslow. He went inside and went right to it. Looked like Valentine was the one who drew the foul. He's the one who's on the floor. Well, you may have hurt his knee. He got up limping a little bit. It was good defensive position that time by Valentine. Winslow really had nowhere to go on the baseline, and he went right over the top of it.
Valentine trying to walk it off. He scored 12 points in the first half. He grabbed 5 rebounds.
He was the leading scorer and leading rebounder in the first half for both teams. 12 points and 5 rebounds.
That shows you the kind of defense Houston is playing as well, denying the ball from other people. A defense sets up now to go against Arkansas for the second time here in the second half.
Houston opens up again in that 2-3 zone and immediately goes Klein, and there's Olajuwon.
And Olajuwon ahead of the break. Norton's got it back. He couldn't control it.
That's very tough, Frank, to try to catch that ball in a dead run. As high as he gets up, you almost have to expect him to make a stop and spring up because he's going so fast down the floor. Franklin couldn't give him the good lob pass. Good zone again inside by Houston. They're trying to deny the ball to Klein. They got it in there the last time, and Olajuwon met Klein and slapped it back out.
Dort. His 8th point. We are tied again.
Razorbacks stay in that man-to-man defense. You see Norton hawking Franklin outside. Good baseline drive by Young.
The basket will count, and you'll have an opportunity for a three-point play. The foul goes against Leroy Sutton, his second personal foul.
Houston coaches tell us this might be the finest baseline player in America. That's Michael Young. That's the Southwest Conference's leading scorer, and you can see why. He really takes it to the hole.
Completes the three-point play. He now has 12 on the day. Houston by 3. Again, and for the second time he gets blocked. Robertson, look at the scoop against Olajuwon. And Olajuwon will get the foul. That's 2 on him.
Alvin Robertson does a terrific job at getting this rebound. It comes back out Olajuwon. He strips the ball right there from Winslow. Look at him go around Olajuwon. The little scoop got it underneath the arm of Olajuwon. You see the official making the call. Hakeem's second foul.
Last time against Houston, Robertson scored 20 points. He now has 6.
Arkansas opening up in that press. They had a lot of success with it in the first half. Norton.
And now Norton says, all right, let's set it up. We're going for the lead here.
If they get this basket, you're going to hear a crowd come unglued.
Norton. Michael Young with the rebound. He'll give it over to Alvin Franklin to bring it up against Norton. Look at Norton. Whoa. He let him fit. Olajuwon off an Arkansas foot. Arkansas ball. Again, a chance to take the lead.
And that's 2 consecutive turnovers by the Cougars. 1 on the press by Winslow, and Hakeem couldn't handle the pass inside. Smart play by Robertson. He was right in the chest that time of Olajuwon.
Foul.
Geddes going to get his 4th.
That's 4. Reed Geddes with his 4th personal foul. Guy Lewis now has to go to his bench. He'll bring out Derek Giles, who played earlier, a senior from Queens, New York.
That young man does so much for this Houston basketball team. He's the number 3 assist leader in the country, and obviously he's the Southwestern Conference's leading assist man.
It is deafening. A chance to make it 3. No, Houston will steal back. Giles just inserted in the game. Franklin. And Houston has taken the lead back.
Heads-up play by Derek Giles. Good defense. He got the ball to Franklin, who hit the jumper. Pushes Houston back on top by 1. Good second half. These clubs both going at each other. Houston in that 2-3 zone. Hakeem again inside with Klein, trying to muscle each other. Good feed to Sutton.
Good play.
You try to get Olajuwon out of the defense. Pull him out with Klein, and once you do, you get it to Sutton on the baseline, and they did it successfully that time.
Franklin draws the foul, but can't get it to drop. Larry, I just noticed something that Arkansas has done twice now against Hakeem Olajuwon. When they get in close to him and start up for a shot, it looks as though they push the ball off his chest. Literally stick the ball into his chest and move him out of the way. Twice now I've seen Arkansas players do that.
Sutton did at that time on the baseline, and he got inside. Olajuwon was not in good position to block that shot there. It's very difficult to block the ball when you're that close to the rim. Sutton got the good shot. Houston back again. We've got a tie basketball game, and Franklin with the first free throw. Lots of distraction in that back, but it didn't seem to bother Franklin.
Back and forth they go. It has been this way for 20 minutes. It promises to be that way for the next 16. Arkansas trails by 1.
Here in the cockpit, you realize that the Mazda RX-7 didn't become a legend merely because of the turbine-like flow of its rotary engine, its slippery aerodynamics, or its impressive list of standard features. The RX-7's success is largely due to its outstanding value, but even more, to its outstanding performance. The more you look, the more you like.
You know, the ancient Egyptians found these to be invaluable objects for propelling a boat through water. Of course, if you only have one, you just go around in circles. In a modern racing shell, each crew member is trained to work perfectly with his teammates. Imagine how much more productive you could be if all your office machines could pull together like that. Well, Xerox has found a way to make that happen. It's called Team Xerox. They've got workstations working with computers or laser printers. It boggles the mind. Of course, it helps to have people with the knowledge and experience to keep it all going. Xerox has that, too. I mean, even if you're just buying your first desktop copier, the Xerox folks want to be right there in the boat with you. After all, you wouldn't want your business to end up going around in circles.
The right information in the right place at the right time with the right team to make them all work together. From Xerox.
We're a one-point game. The Southwest Conference champion Houston Cougars on top by 1. I'm Frank Herzog along with Larry Connolly in a jam-packed Barnhill Arena in Fayetteville. 9,000 people. There are 9,000 seats, only about 500 of which are being used right now. Everyone else, especially in the student section, on their feet. They have been the whole game.
Good handling of the press that time by the Razorbacks. Houston kind of threw up, wasn't a very harassing press. They let him come up with the basketball, and Houston sitting back with their zone defense now, waiting for Arkansas to attack.
For the third time, Olajuwon has blocked a Joe Klein shot, and now we get Joe Klein with a push. That's 2 personal fouls now on Joe Klein.
All day long we've talked about this battle inside. Watch it right here. Olajuwon wins this one. The war isn't over yet, though.
Going for the loose ball. He got the man across the arm. Houston's ball, and again, the Cougars with a chance to make their edge 3.
Kind of a stack offense by Houston down inside. You'll see the bottom guys on the block pop out. The 2 other ones stay inside. That's Olajuwon and Winslow, and there's Winslow.
Winslow walks. Took the step.
Winslow's guilty of doing that on occasions. He's done it a couple of times today. He moves those feet.
Oh! Now personal foul is called on Winslow. Out of frustration, I suppose, reaching in on Valentine. That's only 1 on Winslow.
Man-to-man pressure right now by the Cougars all the way up court. Olajuwon back protecting the basket.
4 team fouls on Houston, 3 on Arkansas. Robertson breaks that pressure.
Frank, you notice how he played? Giles played Robertson that time. He was going to give him the baseline and let him go to the basket because he knew Olajuwon was waiting on him.
Houston getting doesn't like it. His first.
Play's getting a little bit rougher in the second half. The first half, it was a lot of muscle inside, but we've noticed a little bit more reaching and grabbing. That could be the result. Both clubs getting a little tired, Frank. The heat in here may be getting to them. They're starting to reach and grab a little bit more and not move those legs.
The guards starting to become a real factor here as well, the way they're going at each other. Robertson almost loses it.
Sutton got the basket, but it was a great feed from Alvin Robertson that did it.
Right back they come with Winslow. And we got a reach in.
Alvin Robertson does so many things for this basketball team. Watch him take a look up here, retrieve the basketball. He sees Sutton inside. Sutton gets the basket, and that's a big one because that pushed Arkansas up by 1 at that time.
Winslow goes to the line, having hit 1 of 3 free throws today. Eddie Sutton. $11 points now for Winslow.
I think it'd be interesting to see if Arkansas comes back with any subs here, maybe in the midway part of the second half, to give some of their starters a breather, because they look like they're laboring a little bit out there.
A blocking foul against Winslow. So in the last 3 minutes, he's been involved in a lot of plays. Guy Rogers is not pleased. And the heat is going to become a factor here before long, if it hasn't already, as you pointed out a few minutes ago. Getting a little sloppy now. The game's starting to slow. The first half, very quick, very intense, very few fouls called. Another one against Winslow. That's 3, all of them in this half. Or 4. 4, all of them in this half. Guy Lewis is looking at that clock. It shows 14:23 left to play. That's a lot of time.
The thing that's very tough for him now is the fact he's got 2 starters on the bench with 4 fouls. He's got Geddes there. He's got Winslow there.
Derek Giles in the ball game. Klein hits his first free throw of the day. He's a 75% foul shooter. Very good for a big man, 6'11".
As you can see right there, he had a great game last weekend against Houston with 17 points and 11 rebounds. He's playing a good basketball game here today.
His 2 free throws put Arkansas back up by 1. The man substituted in for Winslow is number 55, Greg Anderson, who normally plays in the role for Akeem. There he is with a shot. A whistle and going over the back is Valentine. That'll be his first personal of the day.
Valentine committed the foul, and it was Elijah One who was in the good position to get the rebound, but it was kind of interesting that there was no reluctance on the part of Anderson not to take that shot. He just went right down the floor, fresh off the bench, took a jump shot, and was cold.
Look, here's an interesting substitution. Geddes is back in the ball game for Giles, just for the inbounds pass, I would assume, but that's a bit of a gamble. Olajuwon gets it stripped away. Again, this time the jump.
Geddes has got to be very, very careful with 4 fouls. One of the advantages of playing his own defense is the fact that you don't commit as many fouls unless you reach in.
Saved by Sutton. Good hustle. 46-45 Arkansas. A chance for them to make their lead 3. They have never led by more than 2.
Klein nowhere to go inside.
The ball bounced off Anderson's foot and out of bounds. Giles is back in. Geddes goes out.
Interesting that Geddes would come in for that out-of-bounds pass, and he just simply went into it. Got the, as you see, the fouls right there, and Geddes, the young man we're talking about, has 4. Winslow was 4. That's Robertson's position. Slowly but surely, Arkansas beginning to stretch it out now. They're up by 3.
Now that crowd becomes even more of a factor against Houston.
Frank somebody for Houston's going to have to step forward and assume the leadership now, and
I think that was him.
over.
That was him right there. The foul called inside, and it'll be against Joe Klein again. And that's 3 on Joe Klein.
Here comes the designated throw-inner, I guess. It's going to be Geddes again.
Team foul situation, 17 fouls on Houston, 6 on Arkansas. Arkansas would be in the 1-on-1 situation now.
Arkansas zones the out of bounds. Let's see if they go back. No, they're going to stay in that zone defense. They're in about a 2-3. Young right in the middle of the zone.
Valentine, what a big game he's had today. A big rebound there. And Arkansas with a chance to make it a 5-point lead.
Remember, we've got the 45-second clock, so they've got to get the shot off within that period. They'll move the ball around. Valentine, who was hot in the first half, here he goes.
Almost tipped in, but Geddes with a rebound. This is Alvin Franklin. They want to walk. And we've got a whistle on Olajuwon. And a technical on Olajuwon.
Did such a great job of screening off on the inside against Olajuwon. Olajuwon had no choice but to go up over the back of Klein. He not only drew the personal foul, but he also drew a technical foul. I think probably out of frustration.
It was a quick reaction to the official's call, and the official heard it above the din. Guy Lewis has done a smart move here now. He's called timeout to cool his team off.
Again, isolation on the 2 big centers inside. You'll watch them go up. Watch Klein right there. Good, strong rebound. I don't think there's any question about the foul on Olajuwon. Look at Klein say, he was on my back. The official made the call.
Guy Lewis trying to get him to settle down just a little bit. 12:23 remains in this game. Arkansas leads it by 3 and has a chance to run away with it.
Give me a light. A Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
And I'll have a light. A Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Everything else is just a light.
I just got a sporty truck priced like some base trucks. The Mazda V2000 SE5. Look, it comes standard with a 5-speed overdrive, steel-belted radials and spoker wheels, sporty stripes, a step bumper, even dual sport mirrors. Pretty sporty for just $59.95.
Sakes alive. Sakes alive. Only Mazda's got a sporty truck for just $59.95.
Sakes alive. To endure, to adapt, to overcome. The Xerox 1075 Marathon Copier. Designed to be versatile with a choice of 20 configurations. Engineered with the intelligence of 6 personal computers to perform at peak levels at all times. And built to endure. The 1075, one of the Marathon Copiers. From Team Xerox, official sponsor of the 1984 Olympics.
Next weekend, the top PGA field will challenge Doral Blue Monster. Join Pat Summerall, Ken Venturi, and Tom Weisskopf for the final 2 rounds of the Doral Open on CBS Sports.
CBS Sports live coverage of the final 2 rounds of the Doral Open begins next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time here on CBS Sports. Foul trouble, 4 each on Winslow, Geddes of Houston, Olajuwon with 3. And for Arkansas, you see Norton, the point guard, and Klein, the center, with 3 each. Right now, Klein will go to the free throw line to shoot the personal foul. Technical foul being shot here is on the near side. The trainers for Arkansas working on Leroy Sutton, who has a tear over left eye. No, now I see it's a contact lens that he's lost out of his left eye.
Frank, it's interesting in the second half as we watch Klein go to the line for the second free throw. There were only 5 fouls called on Houston in the first half and only 8 on Arkansas, which is a total of 13. We've probably more than doubled that here in the second half. The game has gotten a little bit sloppier.
Those were the personal foul free throws. Now here is the free throw for the technical.
That was a big one because now the Razorbacks also get the basketball. You could be looking at a 5-point play. You get one.
He got, on the personal foul, because of the 1-on-1 situation, he got 2 free throws because he made his first. Then because of the technical foul against Olajuwon, a technical foul called on a player, he got 1 additional free throw for the technical. So 3 points, and Arkansas chance now for a 5-point swing here. They lead by 6. They could take that lead to 8. They do not. Stays at 6.
Good smart play by Franklin. He tried to press the ball down the floor. There was nothing there. Houston down in that 1-4 offense with all the players stacked down low.
Franklin, and look at Akeem's tie. And I would imagine that's Akeem's answer to all the furor. Gentlemen, I'm back. I'm in control again.
He's the one guy you really don't want upset. You want him just kind of play at an even tempo. If he gets upset, he can really just devastate a club. He can come up, he'll rebound, he'll play good defense, block shots. Let's see how he handles this final 11-15.
Valentine again, and this time he can't hit it. Loose ball scramble, out of bounds, Arkansas.
Akeem Olajuwon with the rebound. He and Klein battling for it. Olajuwon comes down with it. Very strong, powerful move up front. He takes it in and rams it home.
Arkansas now will take its time. The shot clock has recycled. Field goal percentage in this game so far has to be astronomical numbers.
Down slightly from the first half. They're both in the 50% range, just above 50%. But I think it's a result of maybe the play slowed down a little bit and the more free throws being shot. Here's a steal by Houston.
Michael Young. Got it.
You see Olajuwon with his hand on the rim right there. He almost touched that basketball. Had seconds thoughts about it, let it roll, and it did go down.
10.5 minutes to go. You see the score. 2-point ball game again after Arkansas went up by 6. Houston with good defense today, especially in the passing lane. Norton.
Well, he's Arkansas's answer against that Houston zone defense. If Norton can can those field goals from that far out, they could force Houston out of that zone defense.
Michael Young. Anderson. And he scores. His first 2.
Big basket for the freshman. He tried one earlier coming off the bench and didn't get it to go. He gets his first basket to drop on the rebound.
Anderson at 6'10", along with Olajuwon at 7 foot. That's an awful tall front line in there, and Michael Young to shoot from 6'7". Norton limping a little bit. We'll get a look from the Arkansas trainers. Other scores from around the country. Number 5, DePaul won. Halftime. Indiana beating number 10 Illinois. That Big Ten race. At halftime, Georgia ahead of Tennessee. This is a final. 17th ranked Maryland with a win over Virginia. That locks up second place in the ACC for Maryland. They can stay out of number 1 ranked North Carolina's draw there.
Rose into the basketball game for Arkansas, taking Norton's place, running the offense out here. Look at Anders with a steal.
Anders anticipated the pass beautifully, just couldn't control.
That's 2 times in a row, he's had his hands on the basketball and hasn't been able to come up with it.
Two-point Arkansas lead. 9 minutes left to go in the ball game. Sutton to Rose. Look at the Klein. They can't get him the ball. Plenty of time on the shot clock. It had recycled. It shows 22 seconds now. Pretty fast to Sutton.
Good 1-2 combination. It was Robertson again with a feed to Sutton. That seems to be a planned play. They break him up to the free throw line. He looks for Sutton underneath.
Franklin with a tough shot. And Arkansas controls. Again, it's Sutton with the rebound. The bodies are flying underneath these baskets. It's a very physical game. And the officials are letting them play.
Valentine and Sutton running the baseline against that Houston defense. They'll try and work it loose around the free throw line like they did the last time. You'll see Valentine and Sutton inside.
You see Coach Eddie Sutton right here at the bottom of your screen in the tan jacket directing that offense. 14 seconds left on that shot clock. Valentine.
And Frank again, he was on a feed from Robertson. He got it to the baseline driver, and that time it was Valentine.
The lead is back to 6 for Arkansas as Valentine makes his first field goal of the second half. The whistle before the shot. The foul against 21, Alvin Robertson. That's his third personal. Norton is back. Winslow is coming back into the ball game as well, playing with 4 personal fouls. We have timeout on the floor. 7.5 minutes left to go here in this basketball game. Arkansas, with a strong inside game, has gone up by 6. CBS coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this word from your local station.
Monday, Maggie is the target as David's obsession explodes.
Hey, come on. Don't be afraid.
While Hillary is bent on revenge on Emerald Point.
Okay, answer. This is CBS.
A bank is more than a bottom line. Millions of dollars in assets don't mean a thing if your bank doesn't use these assets to help you grow and prosper. At Northwest National, we're proud of our assets and the growth they represent. But it's our attitude, our willingness to listen, and to put our assets and experience to work for you. That is the real bottom line. Talk to us. When you talk, we listen. Northwest National Bank, we're growing your way.
Where are you going? To get a Stroh's. That's about a 200-mile hike through heavy snow. I know. If you think of it, get 2.
From one beer lover to another's rose.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports coverage continues with more NCAA college basketball action. Beginning with the Metro Conference Championship, live at 12 o'clock Eastern. And we'll move west, where last year's Pac-10 champion, UCLA, will battle the Oregon State Beavers at 4 o'clock Eastern time. That's all next Saturday on CBS. And then next Sunday, our coverage continues with more basketball action. It begins with a preview, the road to Seattle, followed by Big Ten action between Purdue and Minnesota, and the NCAA Tournament Selection Show. All next Sunday, beginning at 12 o'clock Eastern on CBS Sports.
Shooting still very good for both clubs. Arkansas 25 of 45 for 55%. And on the other end, Houston 21 of 37 for 56%. The differential is the score with Arkansas up by 6.
Sanders at the line. Missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Robertson the rebound. That battle for the Big Ten in the second half. Illinois leads by 21 points now.
That's a good basketball team. Lou Hubbard's got a great club up there.
Olajuwon blocks the shot. The Arkansas bench wants goaltending, but they will not get it. They say pinned it against the glass.
Ball's going to go to Houston.
57-51 our score. 7 minutes. The clock is ticking down to 7 minutes here at Fayetteville. Another Houston miss. And another rebound by Ballantyne.
Ballantyne has played a terrific basketball game today. He's done it on the glass. He's done it with his scoring. And right now, Houston in a very precarious position because, as you know, that clock gets turned off with 4:44 to go in the second half.
That's right.
They're going to pull Houston out of that zone if they can. Good feed by Robertson.
We get a foul call. It's against Olajuwon.
Watch Robertson with this move. Good ball fake. Got it right by his shoulder. Olajuwon was late getting there. Klein with a good reception.
4 personal fouls on Olajuwon with 6 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this game. Now Guy Lewis must ponder. What's he going to do? You take him out and protect him for a few minutes?
I don't think so, Frank. I think he's got to leave him in there and let him play.
I'm wondering if maybe he'd move him to another spot on the floor. Maybe move him over to a forward spot.
Yeah, but if Arkansas is smart, they're still going to take it to him. Remember, they've got Geddes in the game, too, who has 4 fouls, and also Winslow, who has 4 fouls. So there are 3 players in the basketball game right now for Houston with 4 fouls.
Joe Klein has just made 7 consecutive free throws. 59-51. There's your foul trouble again.
Ballantyne's done it on the glass and scoring. You've got to give it to Robertson, too. He's played a whale of a basketball game here in the second half.
The crowd roars as they set up their offense.
If they were to jump this to a 10-point lead, you'd hear this crowd really go wild.
Klein, look at him. And there, number 5.
Is a big, big loss. Look at Joe Klein. There's Olajuwon.
Olajuwon leaves this game scoring just 10 points today, only 2 points in the second half. And you see, Guy Lewis has got a problem now. What's he going to do? And again, we get back to the thing we talked about at the start of the broadcast. The confrontation between these 2 centers and the stakes still alive here. Arkansas with a victory today, if they can nail it down, and then do something in the Southwest Conference tournament, well, it could very well affect the seed for the NCAA Midwest Regional.
Joe Klein has had an outstanding game today. If we've got to say one of the centers dominated, it'd have to be Klein in this particular game. Houston now needs a lot of points, and they need them quickly.
Anderson walks. Guy Lewis, mad, says somebody had a piece of the ball. Won't make any difference. 5:46 left to go. Run a minute off, and the shot clock goes off.
There's Robertson in that familiar position right at that free throw line. He's really been able to deal the ball off in that position. He hit Ballantyne and Sutton for key baskets in this big run that they've made at Houston. They've built a 10-point lead. If they were to go to 12 right now, it would be tough for Houston.
Ballantyne. And Anderson comes up with a big play.
Oh, what a battle inside.
Franklin can cut it to 8. Oh, no! Line. Joe Klein with a game.
This will be the last possession before I'm sure Arkansas takes it and puts it in the deep freeze.
Franklin.
Oh,
move. And we get a foul. The basket goes. The lead was 10. If Franklin can make the free throw, he can cut it to 7.
The 6'2 sophomore just made a great offensive move. Took the ball in on the left side, shifted the ball from his right hand to the left hand, and drew the foul, got a chance for a three-point play. Somebody for Houston's got to come to the forefront. They've got to establish somebody as the leader in this club in the final 4:43 of this game.
Franklin has converted the three-point play. He now leads Houston with 15 points. Robertson. Oh.
He's a magician. Handled that basketball, went behind his back in front of Geddes. Shot clock is off, Frank.
4.5 minutes to go in this game. Arkansas leads it by 7.
Razorbacks in the 1-and-1, as is Houston. Houston's going to have to make a decision to come out and try to get the basketball or pick someone who they can foul that they feel will miss those shots. There's a steal.
And here comes Franklin. Geddes. Houston ball. And the Houston bench wanted it goaltending or a foul there as well. Eddie Sutton has called a timeout in the meantime. I think he's concerned because his teams lose the composure a little bit. Wants them to settle down. He wants them to take control of this game. Look one more time at the play that cost that man his 5th personal foul today.
And you're going to see it right here. Klein with the basketball. There's a real battle inside. There's Elijah one with the foul. You can see him with his arms up. Look at Klein. He knows it. He knows what happened.
He's not too excited. You know, there's so much going on, and it's so frantic and fast. We should also point out that Joe Klein has hit 9 consecutive free throws here in the second half.
Experience Mazda.
The first thing you notice about the Mazda RX-7 is its sleek, slippery styling. Then you notice amenities like contoured sports seats, a redesigned instrument cluster, and 5-speed overdrive. You also can't help but notice the Mazda RX-7's outstanding value. But perhaps most noticeable of all is just how you feel at times like these. The more you look, the more you like.
The Mazda Experience.
Miles, you gotta keep him out of there! I'm used to him yelling. But not at me.
Out your best. Bring out your best. Budweiser Light.
The best has a taste all its own.
Nice game.
Enjoy it.
Budweiser Light.
In today's hurry-up world, it isn't easy to keep a good driving record. But for those of us who do, Allstate has some good news. Allstate's Shape Up and Save rates and discounts. If you keep your driving record in shape, Allstate could save you money on your car insurance. So drive safely and keep your record shaped up. Allstate will help you keep the cost of your insurance down.
Shape up and save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Today, immediately following NCAA basketball, CBS Sports Sunday will bring you coverage of World Cup skiing featuring same-day coverage of America's downhill. You'll also see Alberto Salazar's quest to repeat as champion of the Phoenix 10K road race and the World Sprint Speed Skating Championships, all here on CBS Sports. Franklin with the touch shot and a miss. Klein another rebound.
The big guy has done work today for the Razorbacks. He's gotten on the glass. He's done the scoring. And as you mentioned, the free throws. That could be over and back. It was not.
They clear it before the 10-second count. You see the clock in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. 3.5 minutes to go. Arkansas leads this game by 7 points. Deflected out of bounds by Ricky Winslow. Arkansas will retain possession of the ball. But it's getting tough anxious moments here for Eddie Sutton.
The Razorbacks love to get the basketball to Alvin Robertson at the free throw line. He is a great passer from that vantage point. He's gotten it to Sutton and Ballantyne a couple of times. Right now, they're only going to take the good, easy shot, the definite basket.
Guy Rogers is now going to be worried about who he wants to foul in this situation.
Almost a steal right there. That's a foul.
Robertson. An intentional foul by Michael Young. They're going to call it a 1-and-1, though. They will not give him the 2 shots, so call it the 1-and-1. Michael Young's first personal foul today.
As a team, Arkansas shooting 66%. Alvin Robertson, 67%, so he's right on the team average.
I'd go after Leroy Sutton. He's only making 49%.
And I'm sure Arkansas is aware of that, too. They're going to try to keep the ball out of the hands of Leroy Sutton and in the hands of the guy that can shoot free throws. Right now, that's Alvin Robertson. He can shoot them. Joe Klein can shoot them.
Just under 3 minutes to go. Back that lead goes to 9 for Arkansas.
Good defense by Arkansas. Good help away from the ball. Good break in the middle by Young.
Now, there was a silly foul. A reach-in by Sutton. The reason it's silly is it kills the clock. It gives them an opportunity to score without the clock moving.
You can see Eddie Sutton walking back right there, talking to his players, and I guarantee he's telling them, he said, listen, you don't want to commit that foul right now. We've got to keep the clock running.
Young at the line.
You know, Frank, the thing that's most impressive, I think, about this Arkansas club, and Eddie Sutton in particular, is he's a great teacher of the game. He always takes those moments to sit down and explain the reasons why things happen. Right there, he was telling his bench why they should not foul in this situation.
Also, you will see on that.
The Razorbacks break the pressure. Robertson with the ball. Now to Norton, their point guard. Ballantyne. Round the horn it goes.
They've got it spread now. 2-1-2. Almost a steal right there by Dickens.
Dickens will get the personal foul. Obviously his first. He just got into the ball game for the first time today. Robertson to the line. We'd like to welcome those of you who are watching Indiana and Illinois, that Big Ten battle. Welcome to Fayetteville, Arkansas. I'm Frank Herzog, along with Larry Connolly. We have watched Arkansas and Houston battle back and forth all day long until Arkansas, late here in the half, could build a lead. They built it as Akeem Abdul-Olajuwon fouled out of the basketball game with 6 minutes left to go. Houston now, as time running out, trying desperately to get back in it. And that's Michael Young scoring to help them.
Good move by Houston. They've done that all day. Get down the floor very quickly and get those shots.
You see the time remaining, the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Houston. Here is what we think was the big play of the game. 6 minutes left to play. Joe Klein, the big Arkansas center underneath, gets the foul from number 35, Akeem Abdul-Olajuwon. Foul number 5, and you can see Klein's reaction. There he is sitting on the bench. He's been there for almost 4 minutes.
Right now, he's standing with the rest of those Cougars alongside Guy Lewis. Almost a steal that time by the Houston defense. They're really coming out and pressing, putting the pressure on Arkansas.
You see Winslow and Klein there in the middle of your screen, jockeying for position on this inbound play. 6-point Arkansas lead.
Ballantyne needs to give that ball up and get it up court. There they do to Klein.
Sutton with the ball. They didn't get to foul him quick enough. They'll hide him over in that left-hand corner in your screen. He's the worst free throw shooter on Arkansas' squad right now in the ball game. That's he with the ball right now, a 44% shooter. That's 5 on Winslow.
Watch this play, and again, it's Alvin Robertson. He's done it in the second half. The good feed to Klein. Winslow with the foul. Alvin Robertson, we cannot say enough about the way he has dished the ball off in the second half to open men He's the guy responsible for getting the ball to the men who are making the shot.
1 week ago, Joe Klein and his Arkansas team lost to Houston in Houston. And after the game in the locker room, Joe Klein wept because he felt like he hadn't played the kind of game he can play against Hakeem Olajuwon. Today, Arkansas fans would say he's made up some ground. He's had a remarkable game, 9 straight free throws in the second half, 21 points overall. And with 1:46 left to go, Arkansas seems to be in control, leading this basketball game by 8.
Americans have always been on the move, heading out toward a better life. And today, North American leads the way. An American favorite all across the land, big enough to know the importance of the smallest detail. Wherever your dreams take you, we'll get you there with a smile.
My business is unique.
So, for a small computer, I called IBM.
What's your problem, they asked?
Inventory. Shipping. Billing.
Cash flow.
Tying in with headquarters. Everything.
And IBM helped me find the best solution for now and when I grow.
And they backed it with IBM service.
Am I glad I got an IBM small computer?
I'm delighted.
Want to clear out a room full of guys in a hurry? Try this. The Shadow from Honda. People want to listen to it. People want to look at it. And everybody wants to ride it. The Shadow from Honda. Now you know who's in charge.
1:46 remain to play. Arkansas in front of Houston by 8, and big center Joe Klein. The 6'11" junior from Slater, Missouri will step to the line where he has made 9 straight free throws today. Looking for his 22nd point of the day. Hakeem Olajuwon fouled out, scoring but 10 points and only 2 in the second half. 22 points for Klein. 10 for 10 at the line.
Arkansas, after being down by 2 points at halftime, has really come back and rallied in the second half. And one of the factors, Frank, I think has been this crowd. They really have gotten into this basketball game, given good support to this club. They've been enthusiastic and really helped the Razorbacks.
Michael Young misses. Norton with the rebound. Holds on. Silver.
Nobody back.
Off the miss. Sutton with the foul on the rebound. But look at Charles Valentine, who was also a key factor in this game today for Arkansas.
Celebration time right here. Watch this. Yes, sir. He knows they've got a shot at it now. They're up by 11, and we've only got 109 left to play.
For those of you who have just joined us, Houston has won the Southwest Conference title already. Arkansas believes that with this victory today, coupled with a victory next Sunday, if they can make it to the Southwest Conference Tournament final against Houston, if they can win that one as well, they can take the #1 seed in the Midwest away from Houston in the Midwest Regional. Very important.
Frank, I think they could lay claim to that. They've beaten North Carolina. They've beaten Oklahoma. I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't be considered that. But there are several games to play in that tournament before you can get to the final. Look at Klein.
Again. No basket.
He's got him for traveling. You know, it's amazing when he gets the basketball and he hulks over it like that. Nobody can get it near the basketball. He's so large.
He's got amazingly strong hands. That loose ball underneath there, he's going to get it. You see time running out. No shot. We have an elbow foul against Klein.
Michael Young with a good move across the key right there, and Joe Klein just kind of bumped him. Of course, when Klein bumps you, you go a little bit further than when the average human being bumps you.
That is 4 personal fouls on Joe Klein. Michael Young to the foul line. He leads Houston with 18 points today. Now Arkansas will let him think about it a bit, as Eddie Sutton sets up what he hopes will be the end of this game, the final 55 seconds. His Razorbacks are in control at home.
The car won't run and there's nobody around.
Before real car trouble strikes, hard starts, hesitation, stalling, get STP gas treatment and tune up your gas for better performance. Used regularly, STP helps break up water in your tank to remove it. Helps clear your fuel line and cleans your carburetor. Satisfaction guaranteed. Don't wait for trouble. Get STP gas treatment and tune up your gas. STP. Your car care company.
To be better than the competition, it takes more than muscle. It takes skill. And Delta's crew of dedicated professionals work together to bring you a smooth flight on every flight. That's how Delta stands out. We push ourselves to the limit every day. To be a champion, it takes team spirit, and Delta is ready.
Now, through March 17th, it's a super success celebration at your AMC Jeep Renault dealer. On Renault Alliance, best-selling American car line launched in 1983, with dealer incentives on Alliance and all-new Encore. Incentives of up to $1,000 on Fuego Turbo. And we're celebrating 4x4 of the year Jeep Cherokee. Save on Renault and Jeep Special Editions, too. See your local AMC Jeep Renault dealer. Hurry! Celebration ends March 17th.
The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Michael Young of Houston, who led the Cougars with 18 points today, and big center Joe Klein of Arkansas, who led his team with 22. A check in the amount of $1,000 will be donated by Chevrolet to each college's general scholarship fund to further assist qualified students in all chosen academic fields. There's the Arkansas MVP, and you can hear the other Arkansas MVP today.
He ought to share that award with this crowd.
The other MVP today, looking for his 20th point, and he has it.
Good pressure by Houston. They almost got Norton in the corner right there.
That's Robertson with the ball. They'll foul him. 46 seconds left. 69-62 Arkansas.
And now it's simply a matter of Arkansas simply walking to the line and making their free throws. And they socked away a big basketball victory, a big Southwest Conference basketball victory against a good Houston basketball team.
Missed the front end of the one-on-one. Houston still has a chance. Franklin.
Who do we talk about stepping to the forefront for leadership? Looks like Alvin Franklin to me.
Giles in the backcourt with a foul. A reminder, immediately following our broadcast, CBS Sports Sunday comes your way with the American Downhill Competition, the Phoenix 10-kilometer run. That's next here on CBS Sports. To the line goes Norton. Ricky Norton today with 12 points.
That's a big miss. This is a good one for Houston if they can get it. Who's the foul going against? It's a block.
It's a blocking foul because he did not give the man room to come down. Robertson on the foul.
Good call by the official there because Robertson got in the path of Franklin, and let's watch it again. Watch him start up the floor right there. He has nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. You've got to give the man an opportunity to come down with the basketball.
Again, a bad foul because it gives Houston a chance to score with the clock stopped. And Houston is hitting the free throws today.
And again, it's the man we talked about who's brought him forth. That's Alvin Franklin. Sophomore has done very well for the last 2.5 minutes. Look at the distraction behind him, waving those pom-poms.
Does it make any difference? This game is not over, folks. It's a three-pointer. And we've got another foul. 22 seconds left. And now Norton must go to the line 1-1. The crowd doesn't like it. They think it should be an intentional foul.
Frank, I'll tell you what this does to you as a player. If you go up there and you miss, and they come back and they foul you again, it really puts great pressure on you again. Norton missed earlier. Now he's got to come back and make it. The pressure is a little bit greater each time.
Now you'll be able to hear a pin drop in this arena. That was a big free throw. Gives them a 4-point cushion with 22 seconds left.
That's two big ones right there. That may just sock it away.
Ricky Norton. Franklin. Rebound Arkansas. Got time for one more. Robertson. A great move to the hoop, and the foul is on Houston.
Looked like Anderson got in the way just as Robertson was making his move.
Greg Anderson on the foul. Number 55 there on the right, the freshman.
Anderson was way too late in arriving there, wrapped his arm around Robertson. Robertson with a slide across the floor. He'll go to the line for two. These fans and this team here in Arkansas, they now realize they've won this game.
A reminder that same-day coverage of America's Downhill from Aspen coming up next on CBS Sports Sunday. As soon as this basketball game between Arkansas and Houston is over. Great day today.
Frank, this is the first step for Arkansas, and they obviously have accomplished what they wanted to do in this basketball game. They've come out and they've won the finale of the Southwest Conference season. They've beaten this Houston team who's won this conference. Now they go into the tournament, hoping that they both can meet in the finals to give them the chance for the #1 seed in the Midwest.
The conference tournament to be played in the Summit Arena in Houston. Houston has called timeout with 3 seconds left to go. For producer David Dinkins and director Bob Dumpy, our thanks go out to people who helped us today with this broadcast. Camera crew and that pep band out there. You see the director, and on the left side of your screen is a light pole with a crowd noise monitor on it. Producer David Dinkins, director Bob Dumpy. David Blatt was our feature producer. Our associate director, Bob Rowe. The rest of our staff who got us the pictures and the sounds of this Southwest Conference basketball confrontation. And this drama now goes to Houston, where next Sunday, Razorback fans hope that their Arkansas team meets this same Houston squad for the tournament conference championship. And then the problem belongs to the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee. Who gets the #1 seed in the Midwest?
Very nice touch right there. Joe Klein just walked over and shook hands with Hakeem Olajuwon and Guy Lewis. You see him taking the ball out of bounds right there, but he shook hands with both of them because he knows when this game's over with, they're heading straight for the dressing room.
There goes Joe Klein, finishing his day with 22 points to lead Arkansas. Jay Crane, a freshman, has gone in his place. Senior Robert Kitchen comes out, his last home game. final score, Arkansas 73, Houston 68. Coming up next, Sports Sunday. NCAA basketball has been a presentation of CBS Sports.
Fly the friendly skies of United, serving more of the nation's top 100 business centers than anyone.
You're not just flying, you're flying with friendly skies.
This is CBS.
What do you consider the ideal vehicle for you and your family? Are you ready?
There is no question about it. A Dodge Custom van. I can fit the whole basketball team in a van, plus all the gear. And when we go out for the evening, everyone can go in style in one vehicle. And vacation, the only way to go.
Yes, custom vans from Breeden Dodge combine luxury features with great versatility.
Breeden Dodge, your little cheaper dealer.
Highway 71 South.
You've hungered for it, and now it's here at Bonanza, the shrimp possible dream. 21 golden fried shrimp, potatoes, breads, and Bonanza's Fresh-Tastics food bar. You're exalted, transported, because you know the shrimp possible dream is real. It's now, and it's only $4.99 at Bonanza.
At A.G. Edwards, our people have a combined total of over 100 years' experience investing in a